This week on Steel Horse Thunder, we get to meet Uncle Ray, a 95-year-old World War II veteran.
I've never seen that many motorcycles in one place.
Well, sir, they are all here for you today. Then Cindy gets to test ride one of the new Indian Scouts.
It's got a lot of pep. It can get up and go.
Yep.
I did notice that I kept on trying to find more gears, which I don't know if that's just me because I love to race.
All that and much more this week on Steel Horse Thunder.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Now, Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase, looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Leidendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Hey man, we're so thankful the Patreon page is up and running. We've already had a few people sign up, and so thank you so much for your support. But we've had a few questions about it. So here it is. It's pretty simple. You have to go to patreon.com. You have to join patreon.com. It's pretty simple. It's just your basic information, your name, your social security number, your bank account number. Just kidding. Just the normal basic information, okay? So once you've done that, then you're a member of patreon.com. Then you can access the Steel Horse Thunder page. And on that page, you're going to see the 3 different levels that we have, the $3, the $10, and the $20 levels that we have. And, you know, one of the perks is a podcast that we're going to start doing, and the first one's going to be out pretty soon. So you don't want to dilly-dally with this. Go ahead and become a member right away. You'll get that first podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of great ways to become part of the Steel Horse Thunder family. So once again, thank you so much for your support, and we appreciate everything you guys do for us. Hey man, it's a Friday afternoon. We're up here at Indy West Harley-Davidson. We're doing a very special ride. It's going to be an escorted ride for a World War II veteran. The man is 95 years old. I can only imagine the stories he has to tell. But we're going to go and escort him all the way out to Cloverdale and then up to Brazil, Indiana. So we got a bunch of motorcycles here. And you know, all of our charity rides this year are sponsored by 36 Saloon. They are a great place. If you haven't been there, you're the last person, so you got to get on the stick and get out to see them. 36 Saloon in Rockville, Indiana. It is Indiana's premier motorcycle destination, and I'm telling you, you're going to love it out there. Whether it's family dining inside or whether you want to hang out with your buddies out in the hog pit, it's a good time. All right, let's wrap this up now. Let's go meet the man of the hour. Bill, this is such a unique thing right here tonight. I know this is your uncle. Can you just tell me a little bit of background about your uncle?
95 years old, World War II veteran, fought in the Pacific Theater, Navy fighter pilot, because if you say Navy pilot, he'll say fighter pilot. He flew over Iwo Jima. His responsibilities were bombing, scraping, protecting the Marines, and the stories he has are fascinating and horrific at the same time.
Oh, I would imagine. And from what I understand, he didn't really like talking about it for a long time, right?
It wasn't until he turned 85 years old, and what happened was we actually took him out for a couple of beers, and we said, Uncle Ray, you know, you're not going to last forever. I think it's important you share your stories. He started telling us his stories, and it was mind-boggling.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. When at the end, when he started reflecting, you know, possibly how many people he's killed, right. He just started crying. 85 years old, start crying.
It's just amazing, and you know, I've talked with a lot of people out here, and that's the one thing everybody says is there's not that many of these World War II vets left, and to see him get out, and not only is he here, but he's here. He's here everywhere.
Exactly. I tell you what, he's sharp. It was interesting because Jesse James Dupree, you know, they did a video, and it's inside. Well, they called me the day before yesterday. They go, well, we don't know your uncle. He might be minister, and the Budweiser girls are wanting to thank him, and the bourbon girls are wanting to thank him. And I go, well, I know my uncle. He will like it.
Who wouldn't like that, right?
Exactly correct. Exactly correct.
No, this is just really cool. I mean, how long did it take you to put something like this together to get everybody here?
I'm not kidding you. I came here last Saturday and asked my friends at Indy West Harley Davidson, would you be so kind as to host a welcoming for my uncle? And they said, bring him here, tell your friends, you got our parking lot, have at it. Sunday, I posted on the Miracle Ride Facebook page the article. 6 days later, this is what you see. 6 days later. I mean, it's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, the Indy honor flight people, they jumped on board and they started helping out. At one point in time, Kelly, who helps with their volunteers, said, Bill, tell you what, let's take care of the logistics. You enjoy the ride and you enjoy your uncle. I mean, you got the
That's awesome.
You got the Patriot Guard. I mean, you got the veterans. You've got the combat war veterans. All the different riders just came together for this, and it's just, and I tell you, if you have any doubt at any time about mankind, look at this. Look at this. I mean,
it does restore your faith a bit, doesn't it?
You know, these people that are standing here. You have Republicans standing next to Democrats. You have Democrats standing next to Libertarians. You got Libertarians standing next to totalitarians. You've got vegetarians here. I mean, they're all here, and they're all here for one purpose, one reason, and that is to thank my uncle for his service and to thank him for our freedom. It's just incomprehensible.
Well, Bill, I'm not going to keep you any longer because I know this is a big night for you. So enjoy it, and thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and thank you for supporting us in the Miracle Ride.
All right, we're up here at Indy West. It's kind of a different thing. It's a Friday evening. What brought you guys out here?
Support for the troops, especially the World War II veteran. There's not too many of them left, and we need to show our support for them.
Right. You think about that, 95 years old, there's not many left at all, and it's kind of an honor to be able to come out here and support like this, isn't it?
It is. It's a real honor to support him.
Good.
Wait to see him.
Good deal. So do you do many of these kind of events?
Yes, we've done, how many, 3 this year? 3.
Right on. So this isn't your first rodeo then, is it?
No, not at all. We're the VFW, the American Legion Riders. It's great to be supporting everybody.
Well, good. Since you're a veteran of this kind of stuff, my bike's just kind of right behind you a little bit, so I'm going to follow you. All right?
Sounds great. Thank you.
What would you call this kind of a ride?
Just a dedication for a war veteran. And, you know, we saw everything posted on Facebook. The family got a hold of us and asked us to show up, and we'll show up in force.
And you're here, no vest on, nothing, just said, you know what, I'm just coming out and I'm going to come ride.
We're going to dedicate, you know, he wants an escort out there. We're going to surprise him. We've already talked to the family a couple times, and if that's what they want us to do, by all means, we'll jump in there and do it.
Yeah, and you know, there's quite a few bikes showing up right now. It was kind of an early, I think some people probably had to play a little hooky or maybe leave at lunchtime and just not show back up to work or something to get out here.
Well, and they finally contacted me. I'm a truck driver. I was in Chicago, Illinois, and I called my wife and said, we've got to get everything ready to go. I'll be home about 5 minutes till 4, and we're going to get up and go. So that's what we did.
Oh, so nice. So you got to spend time in Chicago traffic and then hurry up down here to hop on your motorcycle, huh?
Yep, at least I'm on 2 wheels now.
There you go. That's a whole lot better. Well, man, I appreciate you coming out here and talking with us.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
All right, Jeffrey, we're out here. We're going to do a kind of an escort ride for a World War II vet. And, dude, you happen to have probably the perfect bike to do that on. Tell me a little bit about this machine.
I bought it. It used to be all white when I bought it a couple years ago, and I decided, because I was in Vietnam, I decided that I wanted it painted like this, and a friend of mine, he took and painted it for me. It's got a Volkswagen 1600cc motor with a Volkswagen automatic transmission.
And a really, really awesome paint job, man. This is really phenomenal.
Yeah, the guy did a good job. He painted it once before, but he wanted to redo it and make it more modern.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. Do you remember his name?
Eric Ward.
There you go. I like giving credit where credit's due, and that's a fantastic job he did right there.
Yeah, he's an awesome painter.
So doing a ride like this, is it? How is it for you? I was not in the military, and it's still, to me, I consider it an honor to be able to be here. For you, being a veteran yourself, what's it like to be able to see a World War II veteran coming through?
Oh, it's a great honor. I mean, there's not many of them left. So anytime you can see a World War II veteran, it's an honor. Plus, you learn so much from them. Yeah. You know, I mean, you find out they went through stuff that you went through. You know, similar, only sometimes worse.
I was gonna say different place, different location, but the same BS.
Right. Yep.
All right, man, we're up here doing this ride. We're gonna escort a World War II veteran, and lo and behold, run into an old Rolling Thunder buddy here. So, what do you think about this ride going on tonight?
It's great, man. It's what needs to happen to a lot of these vets.
Right.
Recognition, honor them, and remember them.
And
our saying goes, never forget, never forgotten.
And I will say, for me, it's always hard to say when we rode with you guys out to DC. It's hard to say what your favorite moment was, but for me, I would have to say it was probably at the World War II Memorial when an honor flight came in and we got to greet those veterans as they came in. To me, that was a very, very emotional and just a very, very special time for me. So I figured this is, and I know you probably do this a lot more than I do, but it never gets old, does it?
It never gets old, and until you've done a few of these rides, the DC ride and these memorial rides, well, you've seen them.
Yep.
There's no words to describe them and the emotional that you get from it, and not only that, the heartfelt thanks that you get from their families.
Yes. It's almost like an honor flight kind of thing going on right now. You know what I mean? We got the World War II vet coming in. I noticed you got a chance to go talk with them. So what was that like?
I asked him what it was like to be in a fighter. Those kind of planes really have always fascinated me. And for him to be a veteran of the greatest generation, being a Navy pilot, it's just an honor to meet him.
It's pretty amazing, and at 95, he's still sharp as a tack.
That he is, and he said this more than once while I was up there that he's just in shock with all the motorcycles that showed up for his escort for him.
All right, man, I see you sitting here on your motorcycle. We're up here doing a kind of an honor ride for a World War II vet. What made you decide to come out to do this one?
Well, Dad this morning told me, he said, hey, there's a veteran coming into town for a homecoming, and there's going to be a big get-together. And I was like, all right, great, let's go. Went out, cleaned up the bike, and off we went.
So are you a vet, or is anybody in your family a vet?
Oh, I'm 18, but my dad is a veteran, and we're actually putting on a veterans ride tomorrow in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
So.
Right on. Well, that's kind of what caught my eye, was you looked young, and it's like this is a youngster out here, and I think it's pretty cool in a society that maybe we don't give a whole lot of credit to the younger generation right now. It's awfully cool to see somebody your age to be out here to do something like this that is honoring, an older generation.
Yeah, it's plus it's just a lot of fun, and it feels good to be able to honor those who have fought for us, so that we can ride our bikes and enjoy riding them.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. It just doesn't seem like too many 18-year-olds do understand all that, and my hat's off to you, brother.
Thank you.
So, Ray, I'm just curious, what do you think when you see all these motorcycles pulling together?
I've been in one place where there's so many motorcycles. They're all beautiful. Wow. I've never seen that many motorcycles in one place.
Well, sir, they are all here for you today, and we are here to honor you, and we just want to thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Ladendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Hey, it's Thursday Night Bike Night. I'm here with Dan Yohe. He's the official realtor of Steel Horse Thunder. You know, Dan, we got a chance to meet you a few weeks ago. Tell me a little bit about the services that you provide.
Well, obviously, I'm here to help represent anyone, whether you're looking to buy the home of your future or to sell the current home that you're in. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has for me. No obligation at all. And if you want to know what your home's worth, happy to help you with that. If you have questions about inspections or what to get prepared for, I'm happy to help you with that as well.
Good deal. And I know we see you out here at Bike Night quite a bit. I know you're going to be at some of the rides this year, and you're pretty easily approachable. And so when you see Dan out there, if you got some questions, make sure you stop by and talk to him.
Absolutely.
The attorneys at Ladendorf Law have over 100 years of experience in personal injury and wrongful death litigation. Call us at Ladendorf Law. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Angela, you are the featured woman rider for Southside Harley-Davidson. Tell me about this bike. It is beautiful.
Thank you very much. I just picked her up a couple of months ago. Started out on an 883, and it was just great for around town. Highly recommended for a new rider, especially just scooting around town. But I travel up to Northwest Indiana and visit patients all across the state, so I needed a cruiser.
So you ride your bike every day to work?
No, ma'am, not every day. Not every day. If I'm positive it's going to be a nice quiet day, then yeah, but as the director of hospice operations, my day can go crazy in a flash, so I need to be able to jump in my vehicle and get business taken care of.
I totally understand that. So how long did you said you had it a couple months?
Yeah.
Have you done anything to it?
No, I haven't modified it yet, other than keeping my pet carrier on there and getting a little bag. I do want to get some louder pipes and straight pipes and stuff like that. But it was funny when I got the bike, my neighbor came out and he's like, oh, you know, nice bike. And he's like, you're not part of one of them motorcycle clubs, are you? And I was like, don't worry, we won't get too loud around here. So I promised him I wouldn't get too crazy.
That's cool. So you've been on other bikes before. How did you learn to ride?
My first bike was a dirt bike in the woods that we built out of lawnmower engines, and you know, you pilfer your dad's garage and build whatever you can. And then my first bike that I owned was actually a Suzuki 650 when I lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and that bike I rode everywhere, every day. Hate to admit it, on in shorts and a tank top, and because it was Arizona, you're riding out there, you're riding in a blast furnace, so it's nice to stay as cool as you can out there. But yeah, loved it, always loved it. Don't mind if I'm on the back or if I'm riding my own.
So you've been riding your own though for a long time?
Yeah, since that was back in like 1994 when I had my very first bike. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And you ride with your dog. Is this dog's name Pee-wee?
Pee-wee. This is Pee-wee. I have I have two other dogs now. But out of all the dogs, he liked the car ride the most. So I had a feeling if anybody was going to enjoy it, it was going to be Pee-wee.
Well, we're here at this Veterans Ride today, and I know you said that you're here and you brought some stuff for the veterans.
Yeah, I did. Again, I'm from AseraCare Hospice, and we honor our veterans to the highest degree. So I'm here representing the company I work for, and yeah, making sure they've got the information that they need if they ever need that kind of service. I've got all kinds of information on hospice, what it's about, and just some trinkety items that they can put together in a raffle basket or something if they want.
Well, that's really cool. I'm so glad that you showed up, and you know that you're supporting the veterans. I know that you work for it.
So yeah, plus a whole family full of them. My grandfathers all served in World War II and stormed Normandy, and so yeah, it means a lot to me. I'm getting a little emotional even, because when you know what your family sacrificed, and so when it's your family, every veteran is your family.
I agree. You know, the veterans have done so much for us. We honor them always. Yes, they do everything. You know, they put their life on the line for us, and we just appreciate them and thank them.
And
thank you.
Even after that, they're so active in our communities and supporting in their philanthropy. I mean, it's just to support them, to help support others is a fantastic thing.
Motorcycle riders want the freedom of the open road. Unfortunately, other motorists often do not give riders the proper attention the law requires. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Like family, because we are.
Vince, what do we have to look forward to this year with Flat Out?
Man, I'm trying to do something every weekend. Even if it's not a big, huge event, I just want people to have some place to go. Because I know sometimes I get on my bike and I'm like, where am I going to head? You know what I mean? So just about every Saturday, check our Facebook page, Flat Out Motorcycles. There's something on the print every Saturday, either an open house or an event. Today, our Indian Motorcycle Ride group met up here with some people that weren't involved in the group, and they rode up for the Run for the Sun up in Anderson.
Obviously, you have this beautiful Indian showroom floor that you guys have here, but there's so much more than that here at Flat Out.
There is. I mean, Kawasaki, Yamaha for your street bike stuff. If you've got, if you play in the mud or you got a farm, we got the Polaris, the Can-Ams. I mean, there's really something here for everybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be just motorcycles. You've got other hobbies that involve power sports, it's here.
I'm here at Flat Out Motorsports, and I'm getting ready to test ride a 2018 Indian Scout, and I'm excited because I've never seen it before. It is beautiful. I want to ride this bike because I am 5'2", and Scott is 6'1", and I don't think he can fit on this bike, but I think I can. I think that shorter ladies, this probably is going to be a good bike for them, so we'll see.
Would you just start walking around and tell me what you think about looks and stuff you notice on it?
I think that this bike is I love the pipes on it. They're big. I like the color because, I have mine is flat black and this is a flat silver, which I think is a beautiful color of this bike. I really love the wheels because they're mag wheels, and I love the mag compared to the spokes because they are more muscle-like, and I like that. These pipes are really big. I think that I love that they're chrome, but I really would like if they were flat black on here because I think they'd be really cool. But I think that I like the big pipes because they make a lot of noise. And when you're out on the road, you want to make a lot of noise so the people around you can see you. At least that's how I feel about it. So I love these pipes. I think that hopefully we can get a lot of sound out of them. It feels like this bike is going to be perfect for me. I already feel like I'm going to be flat-footed on it. And again, I'm only 5'2", so I think that it's going to be low enough for me. I feel like that it's a pretty. I am flat-footed, and it feels like that it's very balanced. Like it's going to be a really balanced, well-balanced bike. I actually prefer a windshield. This one I'm not going to have a windshield on, so it'll be a little bit different, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a really nice bike. This is a pretty cool bike. It rides pretty good. Again, very balanced. It's lightweight, and I feel like that any woman who wants to ride a bike this size, this one would definitely be a perfect one. Brakes work really well. So I just got off this bike. It rode really well. I think it's great because it's not just for women. It can be for men too because it's a big enough bike. It's very balanced. It's got a lot of pep. It can get up and go. Yep. I did notice that I kept on trying to find more gears, which I don't know if that's just me because I love to race, but I don't think I got it up too high because you can't do that on these small roads around here. But so Vince, tell me about this bike.
Well, it's an Indian Scout. It's about a 1200cc
dual red cam liquid cooled motor. So that's why you'll notice difference from your bike, because it's actually got a radiator front, so it'll maintain a more constant temperature. Which, as much as we don't like liquid cooled, you know, because we're all air cooled guys, it's the way of the future. It's the best way to keep emissions down. But anyway, it's right around 100 horsepower, which with a bike this size, it's very powerful. You can do burnouts at will. And you're right, it is a plenty of bike. It's not a girl's bike at all. But a lot of females do like it because of the low seat height. But then again, with the forward controls, it's enough for a guy my size to stretch out.
Yes.
So it's got plenty of room. I know we have several customers here that have decked theirs out for touring. I mean, the bags, the windshield, everything, and they do a lot of miles. So it's really compact enough for running around town and being like a street fighter, or you can deck it out and take the long trips.
Well, I didn't know you could put bags on it.
Oh yeah, bags,
windshield
back seats.
definitely would be great, only because I love windshields.
Right.
I know a lot of people don't. I noticed that it would be a great bike to run around town on.
Yep.
You know, because it's so light and it is stretched out. So somebody my size might want to bring those pegs in a little bit further.
Right.
I don't know if you can do that or not, but
you can bring the bars back. We have reduced reach seats, and you can move the controls. So it's really, you can really shape it to whatever fits you.
which is perfect because, like I said, for me, it was a little stretched out. I'm used to that because my bike stretches me out a little bit, so I was used to that. But for somebody who's a brand new rider, perfect bike because it's lightweight, perfect bike because you can do all those different things to move them up and be able to feel more comfortable, and a big guy can still get on here and ride it. So I think it's a great bike.
Well, what I like about it is a lot of new riders, they want to get a small bike to start with, but then they outgrow it so quickly. And all of us experienced riders tell them they're going to, but this is small enough and light enough that you can start on it, but it's got plenty of power that you can grow and not be bored with it your first summer. So I really like the Scout. I'm a big fan. I like seeing them go out. People are always happy and they seem to come back and thank us for pointing in that direction, because most Scout guys were looking at something else before they realized the Scout was available.
Well, I've heard a lot of guys say that they would love to be on a Scout. So I know that a guy likes this bike. I mean, it looks like a badass bike. It looks, it looks like it's a, to me, I think it looks like it's an old school bike. And I love the way it looks. One thing is that I noticed, you said that it was water cooled. Liquid cooled. Liquid cooled. So tell me, would that make a difference in hearing what the motor sounds like? Because it sounds different than my motor.
It does, because you've got water jackets and everything going around your jugs, so that's kind of muted. You don't hear all the clanking and all the stuff going on. Plus, with the dual red cams, all the action is happening up here. You don't have that big chain or belt, whatever, or the push rods like you're used to. So everything's a little bit quieter, a little more modern.
So you don't get all the heat off of it either, right?
I mean, it's still a bike, it'll be hot, but not like on our bikes. On our bikes on a hot day, it's hot. This is always the same temperature.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for having us. Let me ride this bike because it was cool to ride.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. We're halfway through our riding season, so make sure you get out there, do some of these charity rides, and get involved however you can, because it won't be long. The snow's going to be flying. But remember, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.
COTT? Should have known that one, huh? Hey, some people do the 1T. Rather pretentious, but some people do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, it's a beautiful Friday afternoon. We're up here on the west side of Indianapolis. Something really different going on today. Cindy, what's going on here? Well, we're doing a special ride with the World War II veteran, and I think it's going to be a really good thing. There's a lot of bikes out here in the parking lot, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Cindy, I agree, and I think it's really cool that we were able to come out here to do this. And so what do you say we go talk to some people and find out exactly what's going on here? Let's go.